Good evening. We'll call the August 3rd Park Board meeting to order at 5:31. We'll start with the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we'll start with the roll call, please.
Mr. Marquette?
Present.
Mr. Rodriguez?
Present.
Mrs. Miller? Present. Mr. Holstein?
Present.
Mrs. Sheehan? Here. Mr. Salatas?
Present.
Jen Sandberg is absent. Mr. Austin?
Present.
Ms. Bookler?
Present.
Ms. Tober? Here.
Okay. I'd like to add to old business follow-up on the playground inspection. At the time of our last meeting, we did not have a completed report. Okay, under the consent agenda, we have minutes of the July 6, 2023 meeting minutes, claims, Parks and Rec General Fund, $41,659.55, Park Impact Fee Fund, $1227.92, Park and Rec Non-Reverting Fund, $220, Clubhouse Non-Reverting Fund, $2,415.82, total expenditures of $56,323.29. Item number 3 is a donation for the Taylor Ice Fest from Yancey's House of Carpet in the amount of $1,000. What's the board's pleasure?
I'll motion to approve the consent agenda.
Okay, motion from Paul.
I'll second it.
Second from Greg. Roll call, please.
Mr. Marquette?
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez?
Yes.
Ms. Miller?
Yes.
And Mr. Holstein?
Yes. Okay. So again, under old business, at the time of the previous meeting, the insurance, Astra had omitted 2 parks, just for the sake of record. The 2 that were missing was Crystal Oaks and Robin's Nest. Recommendations were to remove excessive mulch from Crystal Oaks, and then to disperse that in places that was inadequate, and I believe mulching has been completed. Robin's Nest was essentially stated that it was overall great shape for age. Due to some mildew growth and goose poop, they recommended we clean it. That's also been done. So that is the complete playground inspection report that we've been talking about for a little bit now. So if there's no further discussion about the playground inspection report by the board members, we can move on. Greg, I heard a gasp. Was something coming?
No, I was just gonna
Okay.
say, we're gonna work on completing that, I'm sure, right?
Yeah, there's
There's a lot.
Robin's Nest has been cleaned. All of our low mulch areas have been taken care of, right, Mindy?
We have to reply to them October 1st with what our action plans are, but confidently I can say we're 3/4 of the way,
Okay,
so,
Good.
great.
with compliance.
Awesome. Okay. Item number 1 in new business is the Kiwanis Dog Park fee. Bear with me while I find that. Here we go.
B4, item B4.
Yep, got it. Okay. Sarah, if you would, please read this. So essentially, board, what we're looking to do is make a favorable recommendation to council to approve both the dog park fee ordinance and the actual rules and regulations. Before we take any action, I spoke with Chris this evening. There is going to be probably a slight change from this, and it just comes down to who's going to be collecting dog tag fees in the future. There was some discussion about that today, whether that would be the clerk's office or if that would fall under Parks and Recreation, but that's a minor change. But in the effort of getting things moving so we can open this dog park before us, we have the 2 ordinances. So Sarah, if you would please read the, item B4, the, fee ordinance by title only, please.
Okay, and do we have an ordinance number? I don't see it listed.
It won't have an ordinance number till it's passed by council, correct?
Until it's submitted to council. Margaret will give it an ordinance number once the recommendation comes out of this, board here.
Okay.
Okay,
This is actually a resolution to your existing Exhibit A of when you went through and proposed fees, activities and fees in March. This is just adding this in addition, so it's captured in that same ordinance.
Okay.
okay.
It's a master fee schedule, that's why it was done that way.
All right. So an ordinance establishing rules and regulations for use of the town of Cedar Lake, Lake County, Indiana, Kiwanis Dog Park Facility, and all matters related thereto.
Okay. Can I get a motion to make a recommendation to the council to adopt this ordinance?
Mr. Chair,
Sir.
if I could maybe add one more recommendation based off of the conversation we had. At the very last page of this, of the master fees and schedules, it shows a 2023
Correct.
fee rate. Given that it's August 3rd, and this, if these two items make it out of the park board to be recommended to the town council for their consideration, the earliest they'll be able to hear that is on the 15th. If it's approved unanimously that night on first and second reading, it will then have to be noticed to the public through the newspaper for 30 days because it is establishing a fee throughout the community for the dog park, which then puts us into, depending on when the newspaper can get it noticed to the public, then there's the 30-day period. So we're looking at sometime in October, late September, possibly October, for that to take effect. So my recommendation would be that we strike the 2020, which at that point will be close to closing the park, unless there's people that are willing to wanting to use it in the winter. But my recommendation would be to strike the 2023 fees and just keep the 2024 fees. When people register this year for the 2024 dog park season, we'll simply have the fobs active so that way they can get in early, essentially giving them maybe 1 or 2 months free for this year, because it would be hard to prorate for 1 or 2 months of possible use for the dog park for the remainder of this year.
Yeah, and
That's acceptable.
I agree with you. I mean, and honestly, I don't know that I envision the dog park being closed per se as much as if there's water features, those being shut down. I mean, that can be further discussion, but my dog thrives in the snow, so, you know, but I do agree, if it's not October, you know, people can pay for their 2024 in advance, they still have to go through the registration process, they still have to jump through all the hoops, and we just waive that fee. I'm in favor of that as well. If anything, it'll be just a test run.
Yeah.
See how everything's going.
The other item to note for those fees, the town council will then, again, if these are passed, if they're recommended to the town council for approval, and the town council approves it, we'll also establish, and that'll be a town council action, not a park board action, we'll establish a non-reverting fund for the dog park, where those dog park fees will then get deposited into, so that way the dog park will have a non-reverting fund similar to the Monastery Clubhouse that will support the ongoing operations, maintenance, and capital expenditures for that particular amenity.
Okay, so then I'll be looking for a motion to make this recommendation, striking the 2023 fee schedule to council.
I'll motion to recommend it to town council.
Okay,
I'll second it.
okay, second. Any further discussion by board members?
Well, I also kind of am in agreement. I don't know that we should fully close for the winter because most people still take the dogs out running around.
Yeah, and that's something we can discuss with Mindy. Yeah, we can discuss that with
That's
Mindy.
proposed in the rules,
Yeah.
that we just shut the water out, keep the portable restroom out there.
Yeah.
We can have
Well,
an 80
access.
we can have an 80-degree day in December, so who knows, you know?
Good
I don't know, Taylor Ice Fest might be Taylor Sweat Fest, it just depends on how the weather, goes, but yeah, so, yeah, no, I agree, I think we're all in agreement on that.
Yeah.
Okay, any further discussion? Okay, roll call, please.
Mr. Markort,
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez,
Yes.
Ms. Miller,
Yes.
Mr. Holstein.
Yes. Passes 4-0. Item number 2 under new business, Kiwanis Dog Park rules and regulations. Again, this is the recommendation to council to adopt the rules and regulations as have been provided to the members. Again, a lot of this is very similar to our surrounding communities. We're not doing anything groundbreaking, and we're not doing anything out of the ordinary either, I don't think. So, if you would please read the resolution by title, please.
A resolution of the Town of Cedar Lake, Lake County, Indiana, Board of Parks and Recreation establishing rules and regulations for the use of the town Kiwanis Dog Park facility and all matters related thereto.
Okay. I don't think there was anything beyond that. Can I get a motion to adopt or a motion to recommend to council this resolution?
I would make a motion to recommend to council the Kiwanis Dog Park facility. I'm trying to think what I'm saying.
Resolution.
Resolution, correct.
Okay, can I get a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, any further discussion by the board?
Mr. President,
Sir?
we received today from the clerk treasurer some comments about the rules and regs. I don't know if they've been addressed, but my suggestion about the motion would be that this is substantially in final form, for sure, but to allow Mindy to make any changes that are needed to adjust for locations or procedures, or those are the kinds of things the clerk asked about.
Sure, maybe I misread that. I thought that was more to the fees, but absolutely, absolutely.
My impression was it was overlapping.
Okay. Greg, would you amend that to allow Mindy to make appropriate changes, please?
I would like to make a motion to amend the proposal so that Mindy can make changes if necessary to it.
One other point of order, this would be Resolution 2023-2, I believe, if we're following the appropriate resolution numbering. I believe you've only had one other resolution so far, which was the soccer piece. And
Okay. Okay, can I get a second for Greg's motion, please?
I'll second the amended motion.
Thank you. All right. Any further discussion by members? Okay. Roll call, please.
Mr. Markort,
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez,
Yes.
Ms. Miller,
Yes.
Mr. Holstein.
Yes. Okay, 4-0. We have in reports, clerk treasurers, reviewed it. Nothing out of the ordinary. The only thing was the buoys, but I guess that's for the beach. That was one thing that I kind of caught that I wanted some clarity on. Otherwise, we got the tractors in there. We got a lot of equipment purchases and fuel and mulch and stuff. All appeared to be within regular routine operating business. Jennifer's not here. Chris, do you have anything to add on that?
no, she didn't leave any notes. It all seemed in good order.
Okay.
I did have one question, but what was the equipment they bought? It said pavilion. I think something about moving the pavilion equipment or
Rope and shackles to remove
rope and
the...
shackles. What was that?
That might have been when they tried to relocate the Eagle's Nest pavilion. That did collapse in the transportation of it. They had to buy, rope to be able to go around it, to use the skid loader to try and lift it up and move it. Unfortunately, it was not structurally sound enough to survive the transportation.
All right. Got it? Thanks.
Okay. Anything else regarding the clerk treasurer report? Okay, hearing none. Superintendent's report.
Some highlights, that we are still working on that 5-year master plan. We're coming up on a couple deadlines, so we've already passed the last day for questions. We're hoping for proposals to start being submitted before the 18th of August, although we have none at this time. Master planning is definitely something that I would like to point out will be very much opportunities for the public to have input on, not only with the survey opportunities that we will publish through the community and give opportunities to take the survey, but some public engagement options are some items that we have placed out there for proposals, asking that we do incorporate the voice of the community. So I think that that needs to be said when we talk about master planning and how that's going to go. As far as the dog park, as you can see, I've updated you on where we're at. We're moving forward. We are lining up the everything into a go fashion now, which feels good. We can't wait for the flag to drop and we can actually be in there. So I feel good about where we're getting with traction on the dog park. We've already completed our soccer registration. There's been some tweaks to the program, but only in the as far as amenities and the way we communicate with the league. Incorporating a Remind app was something that we did, which is what the schools do. It's a free app that if the families want to know, yes, we are canceling or on a rain delay, it's an easier tool for our rep coordinator just to mass communicate within the league. It's only for parents, not the children within the league. So we've got a few little touches and enhancements, embellishments to the soccer program for the fall season. We're working on the Taylor Ice Fest as a committee. We're receiving a $1,000 sponsorship from Yancey's House of Carpets, which is great. We hope that more traction is picked up from the community and support as we sent out over 75 solicitation letters to businesses here in the community, hoping that they would like to get behind a event of that nature. And then as far as maintenance, we've been able to tackle some of those projects that were looming over our heads while we were only concerned about mowing and trash removal. We've been able to landscape areas, we've been able to address power washing of items. Most importantly, the Desert Storm Memorial on town grounds was able to get a facelift. Even though we have dirt and construction going on here, it was still worth doing that. We have power washed the playground at Robin's Nest, which has been a worry and a want for a long time here, so I was happy to take that off of the maintenance list. The gazebo here at town grounds, even though it was full of poison ivy, has been weeded and is manageable for the remainder of the season. So we're kicking off. We're being able to touch on things other than mowing, and even though they may feel like small accomplishments to some, it feels good to go past these places and say, wow, that's actually being maintained. We've mulched all of our wood mulch playgrounds this year. That hasn't been done in a few years with our certified playground mulch. So these are good strides for the maintenance crew and where we're rolling. Those are the highlights of the superintendent report.
I would agree. It's nice to see some of this stuff getting cleaned up and maintained like it should, so that's good stuff. Anyone have anything for Mindy? Okay. Hope.
Okay. July we had some successful programs going on. I'll just touch on a few and then get to our new programs. The bingo, we saw a lot of new faces at bingo. With the later at night time of 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock, there was more families come into it, which was nice to see. The beach glass jewelry class had so many people and we filled it up, and then we're offering it again on August 18th, and that's almost full also. I think there's just one more spot open for that. So we'll probably offer it maybe in the winter time as well, just so that people who didn't get a chance to come, they can come maybe in the winter. And then the Arthur Murray swing dance lessons were just, everybody was so excited about that and happy about that. I had a lot of a lot of great feedback on the dance lessons and the swing concert, and also the Brazilian guitar concert that Lakeside performed just the Thursday before that. Our new programs that we're doing are Tot Time, which is a preschool mommy and me class. It's going to be, the time will be from 10:30 to 11 on Tuesdays, September 12th through October 3rd. It's for preschoolers 2 years old through 5 years old, and the fee is $15 per mom and child, and an additional $5 per child. And that's for the residents. The non-residents is $5 more per couple and per additional child. The Daddy-Daughter Dance on Sunday, October 8th, will be from 12 to 2, and the fee for that is $25 per couple and $15 per additional child. I just set up 2 classes with Rebecca Ketz from the Purdue Extension. One's a bat education program for elementary kids on bats. It'll be like an interactive with games, activities, and she'll share information about bats. That'll be October 9th from 4 to 5. And then there will be a fall gardening class with Rebecca. That will be on October 16th. It's the following Monday. That one will be from 6 to 7 o'clock so that working people can go to it. Those are both free classes. We're extending the evaluation for the fitness class that we offer on Tuesdays and Thursdays at the clubhouse. We're extending it until October 19th to decide whether to keep or drop that program. We want to allow time to gain attendance on that. Kim's doing a great job, but we just don't see as many people as we want to see there coming to that. So I made a new flyer for it today. We put our sandwich board out in front there so that all the people walking back and forth to the beach can see that there's a $5 class going on in town. We're going to do Facebook pumps on it again, and I'll put flyers around town as well. Kim's also going to be doing a presentation on the 17th of August at the senior social. Hopefully that'll drum up more business for her and fire up that program a little bit so that we don't have to drop it. And so hopefully all of those work. And then the last part of my program is August. We have a coaches meeting on August 8th. We will have the Parks office open on Friday, August 11th for an open house. That's 3 to 6. Bingo will be on August 15th, 6 to 7. Senior social is on August 17th, 12 to 2. STEM Club will be August 21st, 4 to 5. Kids Art Class will be Tuesday, the 22nd, 4 to 5:30. And Adult Paint Class will be on Thursday, August 24th, 6 to 8. And then the first week of soccer practices is August 28th.
Okay. Anything for Hope?
That's a lot.
I will say and I'm not gonna be able to make Artist Guild tonight, but, they're doing a fantastic job. That's been very enjoyable. The swing dance thing, that was really cool. Arthur Murray was really solid in donating those instructors, time, and, I mean, we had 26 people up and dancing, and they almost all looked like they knew what they were doing, including myself, so, that was really nice. That was a nice touch, and I think it's a good thing that, they're putting out there, so.
Yes.
Cool. All right, well, that leaves us to written communication, which I have none. Public comment.
Robert Carnahan, 14850 Fairbanks Street, Cedar Lake, Indiana. As a town council member, I've got some concerns about the park in Crystal Oak. They've asked me what the status is of it, and they'd like another picnic table put in there. And I talked to our engineer over there about the water tower, and after that gets cleaned up, will part of that become more of the park?
So, Crystal Oak really hasn't been discussed by us at length.
I would probably defer to the same comments that we've had with previous comments about existing parks and what's going to be done with them. We're going through a RFP to get proposals for a master plan. The master plan will then guide and direct the park board as to the direction to take with existing parks.
Which, yeah, and that's what I was gonna, I mean, as far as a picnic table, that's a easy ask. I'm sure we could accommodate a picnic table at some point, but yeah, as far as future development, we're looking at everything.
Well, the residents that I represent are concerned, and I couldn't give them answers, and that is unacceptable.
Well, they should try asking.
Yeah, well,
I
they
mean-
came to me.
They can ask and we would tell them. You know, they can get answers if they ask questions. So, I mean, I'm glad they came to you, but, you know, as we've made it very clear, our email's out there and we're easily accessible, and I appreciate you bringing it up, but I had discussions with residents as well in your district, and they've understood that.
That's not my district anymore, but I still go over there.
Correct, you're correct. I had discussions with residents, period, in that area, and they're also very understanding that everyone has a want and wish list, and we'll get there, you know, in an efficient manner, you know, responsibly addressing the urgent needs before, you know, everyone just gets what they want, you know. There's every neighborhood, I'd like a park in my neighborhood, you know, but I don't have one. So, you know, everything's gotta be looked at, so.
Right.
But the same people that went banging on your door, tell them they can reach out to us. We're not the devil, they can approach us, we'll answer them, I promise.
All right, thank you.
Second call for public comment? Going once, going twice? Okay, can I get a motion for adjournment?
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll second.
Okay, call this meeting complete at 6 PM. The next meeting is September 7th at 5:30. This meeting's adjourned.